You know, if you are Meghan Markle, it's very obvious, isn't it? Why, when you think about it, you get through so many staff members. You know, the sort of thing I mean, chums. Recently, Meghan Markle lost her 10th communications person. And the usual sort of claptrap, that comes out is, well, it was a temporary role, the job was finished. And then you think, well, how can the job ever be finished with somebody like Meghan Markle? Simply because there's a disaster upon disaster. Now, as we all know, Meghan is currently very busy, even though her father is still recovering from a very serious operation indeed, posting things online about her, well, diabolical brand, some people might say. As we know, Meghan Markle is still very busy online posting things all about her brand, even though really it looks back focus. You get the picture. What the bigger picture is really is the fact that whatever you do and however you work for Markle, truly it's never good enough. And here is the living proof. As ever, let me explain. Morning, chums, nice to see you. Thank you so much as ever for your time today, and welcome back one and all. Brand new subscribers, it is always lovely to welcome new people, so do make yourselves known. And of course, I love some of the comments, they're not all good. Oh no, if you delve a little deeper, there's some of the comments, I don't normally like listening to you, or I switched off because you're boring. And you think you took time out to I find it funny. I've got a terrible sense of humour. You can't insult me, but then I love it when they sort of pick upon you and then say something and you think I'm supposed to be offended, and you've posted a picture up like that. Do you know what I'm saying, chums? Never worry if you see these comments. They don't bother me. What I find funny is the fact that people absolutely take time out to be, what's that phrase? Keyboard warriors, isn't it? Yeah, you know what I mean. Not worth the effort, is it? I can't be bothered. Rather have a sit down and a cup of tea, wouldn't you? Yes, watch a good film. Find something to occupy yourself. Something that really could, of course, be attributed to the likes of Markle. Markle, of course, the former cable TV actress, whatever you want to call her. Bottom line is, for Meghan, things are not going well. Now, when you think about it, the way that she's promoted that, as ever, with Love Meghan brand, it's been an unmitigated disaster. And many people have pointed out that when you think about it, it all really, we live in a world, right? It's all about social media, what you post, the video, the way it's filmed. And I can honestly say, I don't think some of the posts are that bad, because I'm not good at this. I do it all myself, as you know. I film it, edit it. There's no cameraman, there's no script, there's no auto cue. It's just you and me and this stick, right? So yes, absolutely. So consequently, what you see is what you get. And, obviously some things work, some don't. But with Meghan, you see, you can never ever please her. And part of the problem is, and this is the huge problem, is that whenever you're working for her, according to ex-staff members, you're always on, this sort of person that we've all had them at work. You think you've done a good job, and then there's that bombshell at the end. If we may have just, and you think, well, you asked for this, but you can never be told off because you can't tell them off, should I say, because their idea is always perfect, always great. Now, Meghan's product, right, turned up on NBC's ailing breakfast show, The Today Show, a disaster in itself, because as you know, they've had to make huge cutbacks with people like Holder, suddenly deciding to leave, but now is never off the screen because, she really didn't want to leave. I think she thought they would stump up the money or indeed never really retire her. Suddenly she wanted to be a stay-at-home mum, but no, it hasn't quite worked out like that. NBC alongside CBS, ABC, all the big American networks, and including those over here in the United Kingdom, are all slashing costs. The way they make money is things like this: paid avatorials, right? And this is where basically the crew, the cast, the presenters have to sort of fake it as if they like the product. And this was the team from the Today Show. Basically said, oh, look, we've got this great product and it's from the As Ever range and it's a ideal sort of holiday gift. And this, remember, is from Markle, whose team reached out to the royal shops, like the Royal Mews shops, and said, there's great demand for this product. Would you like, or would you consider stocking it over in the royal shops? That went nowhere, as you can imagine, because clearly nobody wants to buy it. But here's where the nib of the problem is. You see, just to give a bit of backtrack on this as well, when they came up with this avatorial, these, basically it's just where the presenter goes, we love it, right? So you're paying for it. Whichever way they describe it, you're paying for it, right? Now, He's not really sure if Netflix paid for this or if this came out of private funds at this point. Here's where it gets interesting though, because while the staff may have gushed and cooed and everything, they made one big mistake. Now, as you know, Markle likes to be called HRH. Titles don't matter, but Duchess of Sussex. We found that out when she was announced into the room at the Tatler event. And if you remember, we also saw that thing that she had with DS on it, the Duchess of Sussex on her bag or whatever, I can't remember now. So consequently, when you look at the bigger picture, what you're looking at is somebody with a huge ego. Earlier this year, she, well, berated her friend and said, it's Meghan Sussex now, remember that? And then appearing on the Drew Barrymore show, poor Drew, an Oscar winner herself, was forced to announce to the baying audience, please welcome back Meghan Sussex. Guess what? The Today Show hadn't been given the memo. And according to my excellent staff source out at Montecito, Meghan almost blew a gasket through those tresses because all the team was saying, oh, this is from Meghan Markle's range, this is from this. You have to say her title, right? So whoever set that up, this is what I love about this job and being able to share it with you. Whoever set up that whole train of events with Markle, with the team, that wasn't stipulated enough. Bottom line is, the Today Show may have got this editorial, they may have done it. Now, apparently, according to the source, the Today Show hit back and basically said, well, Markle should have come on herself and been part of the team and explained the product and maybe did a taste test, all of that sort of stuff. Apparently, according to that source, Meghan didn't feel the time was right. Maybe not, given the fact that your father's still recovering. But the bottom line is, you felt the time was right to proceed ahead with pushing this holiday stuff. So either way, it doesn't bode well. And once again, somebody's in the firing line for simply not, well, looking at the thing that's the most important thing here, the ego of Markle, and that truly is the story. Next time around, if they do this, she either shows up and does it herself, or consequently, I don't think we'll see too much more of this placed, paid for advertising, as ever, allegedly. Neil Sean, Kensington, London.